I call the Honourable Member Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the Green Party spokesperson for income support, it is an absolute pleasure to speak to this bill. This legislation will actually do something pretty much immediately to reduce child poverty if it's introduced, and all without stigmatising anyone. It's like a miracle. Of course, it won't fix everything, but it will make an immediate, tangible difference, and that is more than any other idea I've heard in this House recently. As a country, we can find the money to make sure everyone has a good life and a fair future if we just make the commitment to do it. And that is not a communist conspiracy. Extending the in-work tax credit would cost between $300 to $400 million a year. Child poverty is estimated to cost this economy over $6 billion a year. The benefits of extending the child payment are more than the costs, no matter which way you look at it. Materia has already outlined several compelling reasons for supporting her legislation. I would now like to add just a couple more. The primary one for me is that benefit levels are just too low, and the consequences of child poverty are far too high. And now I'd like to bring in some of the words of young people and their experiences of poverty as found by the Children's Commissioner. This is their view of what it is to live in poverty in New Zealand. You get sick easily, being left out, not having enough money, shame, neglect, lack of warm clothing, living week to week, not accepted by your peers, debts, phone and electricity cut off, hard to fit in and take part in things like sport, going without necessities, moving a lot, scary and stressful, bad housing, overcrowding, can't go on school trips, choices you can't make, choices taken away, lack of warm clothing, can't afford to go to the doctors, cold, grotty, disgusting housing, not enough food, hungry, can't afford school uniform, get picked on at school, missed opportunities, feeling of worthlessness, no good clothes, getting picked on or bullied, sad, disappointed, frustrated, angry, children paying the price for parents' mistakes, lack of school books and stationery. Now, I've heard the government's view that the way to improve child outcomes is to get their parents into paid work. And of course this has an instinctive appeal to pretty much everyone, because actually we all want to work. But there are three problems with this. One is parenting is work. Two, there needs to be paid work to get into. And three, child outcomes only improve when the parents are in reasonably paid jobs with decent conditions and flexibility. And there's plenty of research to back that up that I'm happy to provide to any member of this House. Our benefit system even tacitly acknowledges that. For sole parents with children under 14, their focus may need to be on the care of their children. And despite the erosion of this principle in the new welfare reforms, our welfare system still retains this core value. Full-time work expectations only kick in when the youngest child is 14. So this government even acknowledges that parenting for children under that age is work and should be able to be a focus, and yet they refuse to allow an increase in income to those families and to those children. So finally, I'd like to finish with a poem from a student from Otatuhu. Poverty, it's just a word, but a word that means a lot. Not when said, but when seen. Poverty is a cycle, but an ongoing cycle, not being altered but left aside. Poverty is on our conscience, but at the back of our minds, not acted on, but why not? Please, to people in power and the government, don't tuck us away as a statistic.
I call the Honourable Member Maggie Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to speak to the income tax